Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Destiny video. And in today's video, we are talking about the Oryx challenge mode. The final raid challenge, it went live today, reset has just gone live, and I will of course have a reset guide for you guys shortly after this video. But first, I want to talk to you guys about the Oryx challenge. We've just completed it with my fire team, we've got the rewards, we've finished it all up. So as always, I'm here to break it down for you guys and tell you exactly what you need to do. And in actual fact, this week's one is not that difficult. Basically, the long and short of it is that it requires you detonate all 16 orbs at once. But before I get into the details on that, let me just do a super quick recap. So as you guys know, the Oryx fight itself revolves around jumping on a platform, getting torn between dimensions, grabbing the relic, taking the brand off the vessel, while in the meantime, the people on the platforms kill the ogres, kill the knights if it's hard mode, and you then detonate the orbs to deal damage to Oryx. Typically, you detonate the orbs on a phase-by-phase basis, i.e. every single phase you drop 4 orbs, you detonate 3 or 4 of them, you deal some damage, you then either enter the running phase or the torn between dimensions phase, and you repeat the cycle. However, in challenge mode, the requirement is to detonate all 16 orbs at once, or at least it appears to be that. What I mean by that is, one of the things you'll encounter by detonating all 16 orbs last is that because you aren't doing damage to Oryx in the first 3 phases, instead of entering a running phase, you get pulled into the alternate dimension and you have to fight a shade straight away. This means if you're stacking 16 orbs, you will fight 3 shades instead of having a running phase and then 2 shades. And given that the shades are an extension of Oryx, effectively you're defeating him 4 times in a single fight, because of course he is the final one. So whether the hidden mechanic for the challenge requires that you actually kill shades multiple times, or whether it's actually the 16 orb detonations will of course remain to be seen, but basically the 16 orb detonation strategy is the way you complete the challenge. So for all intents and purposes, that is what you have to do. And the way you do that is actually pretty simple. In fact, it makes this fight a lot easier, and there are actually fewer things that can go wrong. See, what happens is you begin the fight as you always have done. You have a runner get torn between dimensions, they jump over the platforms, they grab the relic, they take the brand from the vessel. Meanwhile, the people on the platform take down the 4 ogres, and again, as mentioned, if you're doing this on hard mode, they take out the knights. At that point, you then all group up in the center, and you make Oryx flinch. Of course, if you were doing this normally, at this point, people would then split out and go and detonate the orb. However, in order to do the 16 orb detonation strategy, instead, you simply stay where you are, you stay inside that bubble, and you let Oryx shoot at you, and you just simply use that time to kill some adds, because they might drop some ammo, but you do not detonate those orbs. Once that's happened, after about 30 seconds or so, Oryx will then fly back to the middle, and this time, because you haven't dealt any damage to him, you will not enter the running phase. Instead, he will bring up one of those orbs and drag you into the other dimension, and that is where you fight one of the shades. You then complete this as you would normally do, you take out the shade, you watch out for when he slams down his sword, and once you've taken him out, you go back to normal. Bear in mind the only difference being that there are currently 4 orbs still sitting there. You now do this again, so you run through, grab the brand, kill the vessel, kill the ogres, ideally in the same place so that the second set of orbs drop on top of him, and you then regroup in the middle, make him flinch, and again you wait inside the bubble. You now have 8 orbs sitting there stacked on top of one another. Once again, once Oryx finishes, he'll go to the middle, drag you into the other dimension, have you fight a shade again, you then kill him, repeat the process, and you do this 2 more times. After the next rotation, you'll then have 12 orbs stacked on top of each other, and after the final 4th rotation, you'll have 16 orbs. Now 16 orbs is the exact amount you need to kill Oryx. So on this phase, once you've dropped all 16 orbs, you've grouped up in the middle, you've shot Oryx after he slammed his hand to make him flinch, this is now where you go and detonate. So if you have a hunter, I tend to recommend throwing down an invisibility grenade so that it makes everyone else on your team invisible. It just kind of gives them a little bit less heat from the adds. But either way, have 4 people run out to the usual locations while your other 2 remain in the middle, and you then stand inside and detonate all 16 orbs. Make sure you stay there so they're all detonated, because if you pay attention on screen, you'll see 4 from each person. So in our case, it's 4 from 269, 4 from Willis Gaming, 4 from Varo, and 4 from Zenovia. Once you've seen all those, group back up in the middle, all 16 orbs will detonate, and upon doing so, you'll then see Oryx's life go from completely full to completely empty. Of course, do bear in mind, this is the final phase where he then goes back and tries to do a last-ditch attempt to kill you, so don't forget about that, run to the middle, shoot him in the chest, and that is then the completion of the challenge. Upon doing that, 2 chests will spawn, of course the usual one where you get your usual loot, and the second one where you get your challenge mode loot. On top of that, you of course get the emblem. This is of course the one you get for completing the Oryx mode challenge. You also get the raid ship, which does look pretty cool. It's definitely one of the more unique designs out there. And once you actually return to the tower and speak to Arekkz, she'll give you a shader. Yes, that is right, for collecting all 50 calcified fragments, you'll get a shader. Of course, the shader itself isn't directly linked to the challenge mode, the shader is as a result of getting 50 calcified fragments. So if you're still missing some from somewhere else in the world, you do need to go and collect them. But it is a bit annoying because we thought that given that 45 or 47 gave you Touch of Malice, we thought 50 might yield some super exciting exotic. But as it currently stands, that doesn't appear to be true. It could well be that, say, in a week's time, Arekkz will then suddenly have a timed quest for us, and it could then take us towards an exotic. That'd be cool, but as it currently stands, your reward for 50 calcified fragments is simply this shader, which, let's be honest, doesn't even look that nice. At least doesn't look that nice on me. I've heard it looks a little bit better on Titans, but either way on Hunters it looks a little bit brown. Anyway, that aside, that is how you complete the Oryx challenge. And to be honest, it actually makes the fight a little bit easier, because not having to run out each time and detonate the orbs and risk getting shot actually kind of removes one of the slightly more difficult parts of the fight. So this time around, I'd kind of say that the challenge mode makes the fight easier. Either way, that is how you do it. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. If you have any questions, then by all means let me know down below. And if you guys do want to see the complete fight from start to finish and not just the kind of like cut up tutorial version of it, then again, you can find a link to that in the description box down below. That is over on our second channel, the channel that is run by 269. Again, a super quick reminder, you guys should know 269 runs this channel with me, but we have a second channel where he uploads more kind of like gameplay stuff, let's play, just sort of like fun stuff. So you can find the complete fight over there and of course the tutorial right here. Make sure you drop likes and comments on both those videos and do share them with your friends if they get stuck. But aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.